Hello, Actor Sage here on the Sage channel, and guessy what? I've done the guessy what thing again. Anyway, here we are with a ship that I have built ages ago, actually. I am pretty sure I haven't shown it off. Basically, this is a ship I thought I did show off. It's designed to just flail about a bunch of pistons. I know I built some ships similar to this ages ago, and the basic idea was it would flail about and be awesome looking, and I was pretty damn sure I showed it off, but unfortunately, looking through my channel's history, I haven't been able to find this exact one, and even if I have shown it off before, well, I think pistons have changed a little tiny bit, so what we're going to do today is just have a bit of fun with this thing that I've simply named the Flail Fest. Let's see, did I actually name it? Yes, indeed, Flail Fest. So, we're actually going to do a K, we're going to grab it from the pull down because it's a drone, we're going to select the Flail Fest, and we're going to select its remote control, that way we can have direct control over it, and whatever we do will be a bit easier to handle. And now we're going to do our F9, so we're not just in spectator, and we're going to wiggle it about, because it's because it can wiggle about. And of course I have this thing blueprinted, so if it blows up, we can of course load it back in, and I'm going to take my hand off the controller right now, and you can see it's going to keep wiggling for a bit. It's sort of like a giant squid. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with the giant squid thing. And of course, I could extend these pistons at any moment, so let's get a nice, good wiggle there. And let's go ahead and press G and groups. And do we have a pistons grouped? Yes, we do. So we're going to go ahead and save reverse to our #1 key. So go ahead, aim this thing over, turn off our UI, get a good wiggle going. Yeah, look at that thing dancing back and forth. It's like a dancing squid, and press #1 key. Hey, and our whole game slowed down a little bit there, but it did successfully expand. We can still wiggle it. It's an odd thing. You'll actually see that when we do this, if you look at the sides of the screen, you'll see these little tiny white dots appearing and disappearing every now and again. That's because some of the... Oh, there goes some of the ship. Yeah, I should have been zoomed out a bit more, I guess, but yeah, just lost some of it there. Oh, and the whole thing is now moving. It does have thrusters on it, but the thing is, those thrusters aren't that powerful, really. Oh god, let's try to see if we can... Oh, we're losing more pieces of it. Okay. Yep, it's just like it's throwing pieces of itself now. Oh my god, that kind of looked awesomely intentional, like it was purposely just throwing lots of pieces out. Of course, now the whole ship is flying pretty quickly, and those little dinky thrusters are trying their best to slow it down, but they're not making much progress, are they? Back to F9 instead of F8 mode. And actually, I can't seem to control it. Did we? We seem to have accidentally lost control of it. I suspect it's gone out of radio range is what's happened there. Let's teleport our character back up over here, and we can go ahead and select the Flail Fest again. Flail Fest, please, we need you. There we go. And, oh, nope, we gotta press our F9 key to control it. I'm still in F8 mode. There we go. And there, we still have control over it. Cool. So anyway, yeah, you can definitely see right there, wow, that was not what I expected, but was pretty cool looking. A lot of those little spots that appear on the sides of the screen, though, every now and again that you might have noticed, those are basically just because the little tiny pieces of this at the farther ends, because it moves so quickly, end up accelerating to the point where they can have the particle effects going by, so it spawns them in. There we go. So now that we're down to pretty much nothing, no wibble wobble anymore, we can retract the pistons and see what's left, which is to say, not much at all. It's pretty damn ridiculous looking at it. Oh, and it still managed to have a small explosion. Right. Okay, well, that was awesome. Let's go ahead and spawn another one in and have a bit more fun with it, shall we? So I'm going to delete this one, and we're going to go back to spawn and paste another one in. And I'm actually going to tweak the antennas and whatnot. That way we should hopefully stay in control. I think I'll place our character right here, so he's within range of that thing, and then grab another Flail Fest and paste it in. And I will go ahead and put this thing up on the Steam Workshop if you guys and gals wish to go ahead and grab one yourself and poke about, so you can. And right, let's back it up a little bit, that way it's not going to end up hitting the station itself. Ooh, and it, yeah, almost froze there, only pasted it in. Let's do our K, let's go ahead and grab the Flail Fest, let's just grab its antenna, which I would be named Flail Fest. I hate that, by the way, that the antenna's not just named antenna. I wish there would be a name for the actual block and then a name for its broadcast. Anyway, there we go. And what shall we do this time? Well, first and foremost, let's go ahead and actually grab remote control over it. Remote, there we are. Take control over it. Let's go ahead and put some stuff on our hotbars again. So like these, let's say reverse. And let's also say, I think there's a lock Add piston head, interesting. A safety lock override, cool. So we're going to add that to it too, so we can tweak with that. And then we're also going to go ahead and add our weapons. Oops, not like that. We need to group them, unfortunately. 1 second here. There we go. Selected all, grouped them all. Now we can go back to the G menu and find them in the group, and we can just toggle shoot on and off. Cool. And because we've gone ahead and taken the time to set all that out, I'm going to do a Control C on the Flail Fest again, and we're very simply just going to go ahead and overwrite that blueprint. That way we don't have to do all of that again. So, replace with clipboard. Yes, indeed, please do that. Thank you very much. Cool. Okay, so now that we got that, we won't have to worry about setting up again if things go wrong, which they of course will. Select our remote, take control, all of our buttons have saved, groovy. And let's have a, oh dear, let's of course go to F9 so we actually have control. And let's do a number 1, start extending, and lock them. Oh dear, I don't know what I might have just caused by trying to lock them while I've caused a crash to desktop, and you can see my desktop is super duper cluttered right now. Alright, let's get back in game. Alrighty, there we go. World has been reloaded. We're pasting back in our ship. There we go, and this is our new one with the blueprints all set up so we don't have to worry about controllers. And in fact, we're actually going to do a save it as a third variant of this file because I like incremental saves. And now we're going to go ahead and take control over it once more. So howdy Flailfest, how you doing, buddy? And there we go. And this time, let's try something different, huh? Let's just lock those pistons. Someone else is using this ship, my art. Okay. Today we learned that locking pistons causes the game to crash. Not doing that again! Alrighty, we're back again, and we're already in control of the ship. This time, let's just go ahead and fire the weapons and do some wiggling while the weapons are firing, so... That's so odd looking, isn't it? That is such an odd thing. Funny thing is, since there's not really a very good way to tell up and down in this, it's almost very hard to keep this thing in control. Oh, well, we lost a few. And of course, since they don't have their own power supply, they've instantly stopped firing. Let's go ahead and expand these two while we're at it. We lost a few more. And they've all apparently broken now. The tips of the few just flung off, and now we're losing the last. It's so odd because it's like some sort of weird squid thing and just flinging pieces of itself off into the. That piece would have been right in front of us. I didn't start moving into the void. It makes quite the interesting field though of pieces floating away. Unfortunately, we get far enough away and they do all disappear. But you can see they're still out here, and if I stop moving, they keep on flying. It's an oddity to say the least. What else can we do with the Flail Fest? So let's try this one more time. Let's, first and foremost, relinquish control. Oh, and our control V isn't going to work because we had to restart the game again. Of course. There was a horse. And paste one of these sons of guns in. There we are. Delete the other one, otherwise we're not going to be able to tell really which one of these we're taking control of. Not easily, at least. There's a way, but get rid of that one. Cool. Do our Ks again. Get our Flail Fest controls all over again. And there we are, so we should be able to prove that we are indeed in control of Flailfest. Groovy. You can tell everything's slowing down. I suspect our sim speed is slowing. Yep, it's at 33% of normal speed now, which is to be expected when you're flailing about this many cables. And let's just stop right there and go ahead and extend them out and then bring them back in. And once again, you can see at the edges, oh, that was, not what I really intended, and we just lost the... Not really what I had intended to happen. Yeah. Wow, those just completely shatter when you do that now. I wonder if there's a way to tweak them so that doesn't really happen. Let's go ahead, paste another Flailfest in. Alright, we deleted the one, so it's going to be pasting in the one we just deleted. Let's delete this one too, since there's not really anything left of it. I mean, look at the tip of it. It's just disintegrated, didn't it? Oh boy. Let's go ahead, grab our Flail Fest again. I kind of expected this to survive a little bit better than it honestly is. Paste you in here, fine fellow. And once again, take control over it, which I have now done. And let's go ahead and just start moving it too, because we haven't really tried to move it all, have we? So we're doing an F9, and we're going to hit reverse thrusters, not doing anything. Forward thrust, it's so heavy actually, we're probably not going to get anywhere. Let's just go ahead and expand these out. And give it a little wiggle, and in fact, let's go ahead and check something in here. If we go to our pistons, we luckily have a group for them, we can select all of our pistons right there. Do we have there's a safety lock speed, so if it gets to that speed, it will instantly lock. Of course, if we just do safety lock, it'll crash our game, as we found out. Velocity is the maximum speed that they extend. Let's go ahead and reverse these in again. and they have their maximum distance, that they're at their maximum distance. Let's actually down this just a little tiny bit to 1.8, and there we go. And now let's go ahead and change the velocity all the way up to max, and once again we'll just exit this and hit our reverse button, and they should shoot out really quickly. Yarp, there they go, shooting out really quickly, and they snapped. In fact, we found a new form of propulsion that jettisons a bunch of little piston bits in one direction, leaves some of them, oddly enough, sitting pretty much still, and then sends your ship flying into space as it breaks itself apart. God, this is some very odd, unexpected stuff. Pistons are fragile, eh? Let's disconnect from that ship and paste another one in real quick. And I think this time we're going to do a Shift-K to connect to it, just in case you don't know the easiest way to figure out which ship you're connecting to if you have different ones is Shift-K, because it brings up this one and tells you distances. So we're just going to take control of the nearest one. How has this been disconnected? And there's a Vermintide live stream going on. Yeah, the nearest one is the one we should have been connecting to, but apparently the nearest one was not the one in that case. Okay, odd. Let's go ahead. We should be able to do F9. No, it's connected us to the far, far flung distant one. For some reason, this one here doesn't have a functional antennae. What the hell is going on in this world? In fact, you know what we're going to do, because I think it's starting to lag out and cause some glitches, we're going to just reload this real quick. There we go, in a reloaded world, and oddly enough, there's still pieces floating about in the distance. I don't remember these being here when we deleted the... What? Where? What? I mean, I reloaded, I deleted the ship that was there that didn't have the blueprints, and I saved in the new one with the control set up. So why, now that I reloaded, is there this stuff just floating here? That's odd. Anyway, did I turn on? Did I save instead of reloading? I did an F5, right? Maybe I saved. Did I save? I must have accidentally saved. Right? I'm guessing so, yes. Okay, well that's odd. Let's go ahead and reverse some pistons, shall we? That did nothing. This is the one with the super duper speed again. Okay, there are some oddities going on today, aren't there? Because when I do Shift K, you can see this is saying it is... If I go to my character here, it should say that my game is not responding. F6. I can't move my character. Oh dear. That's not healthy. There we go. I was in control of the ship still, even though I thought it... Never mind. That's my own stupidity. So if we do a Shift K... Okay, now this is making more sense. Maybe it was trying to connect to the other one based off of the location of the drone we were controlling. That's a very odd thing, ain't it? Anyway, now you can see we're in control of this one, and you can see it flailing from a distance. Let's go ahead and expand it out at its usual slow speed so it doesn't just explode. Coolio. And of course, if we take any quick movements, it will still explode. Let's see if we can do a full spin, though, with it. Really, really quick. Ooh, a little bit of a wobble. So I'm using the arrow keys here to try to spin it around. Let's see if we can do like a full 180 or 360 with it without it exploding into a million pieces. And to make it more enjoyable, let's turn on the guns at the same time. Yeah. And you can see that as we're doing this, for a second there I saw a few of those little, few little dots showing up at the corners of the screen indicating fast movement. But hey, we're having a successful spin. We actually managed to get this thing up to a spinning speed. I wonder if the reason why it was sort of exploding into pieces might be because the pistons were getting up to their automatic lock speed, and instead of really locking, they were just braking. I wonder if that was something to do with it. Either way, though, we have successfully made a flailing thing that spins around. I'm really amazed that these pistons aren't flailing out to the sides. I remember in the old days, pistons would be far more likely to just spin themselves into these big, like, spaghetti strings going every which direction. But it looks like now they are more reasonable at just going in a straight line, which I guess is probably a very good thing, because you usually don't want a piston to go flying about in a random direction. Alrighty, it's been a long time since I really just messed with pistons like this. That's why I still expected the spaghetti string. Oh, we're having a little bit of flames at the end there. I wonder if the bolts are somehow magically hitting what's behind them as it spins about. Let's go ahead and do a K right now. Let's select the pistons, And let's go ahead and safety lock speed 100 meters per second. I wish I could just tell it. If I do this, are we going to crash again? Yes. No. We haven't crashed yet. We're still in the game. Did that? No. Shite. Alrighty, I've reloaded the save once again and actually reloaded the previous save and went ahead and just edited back in the proper ship with the actual control setup. And I figure we'll end this thing with some simple little tiny wibbly wobbly movements because it looks like, honestly, that's the most interesting thing you can do right now with these is just have some small or simple wibbly wobbly movements. I don't know why we just had that sound. Yeah, because when you get far out, you can't really tell what's happening, and also things have a habit of just exploding. And I'm losing control of this ship right now. It's so odd that you can move it about and all of a sudden the ship's like a mind of its own. Actually, this is definitely the most entertaining thing. I should have spent the whole video just doing this because it has a habit of blowing up when it gets more extreme dancing. It's destroyed itself. Yep. Anyway, guys and gals, that's that for this. Yeah, I definitely expected something a little bit different. As you can probably tell, it's been a while since I've messed with Pistons. I think I might edit this and stick some other weapons on it and come back again. We can have a little bit more fun with it. I have a few ideas that might be a little bit more entertaining to view. Oh boy. Yep, that's that for today. Something simple. Yarp, old ship I found. It'll be up on the Steam Workshop if you'd like to go ahead and mess with it yourself. Be wary of that locking pistons button. Dear Lord God, it can cause some issues apparently. Thanks so much for watching for the 4th time, or 3rd time, or whatever, and I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ta!